So this is a Bailey Unicorn Cadiz. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, the hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake is all things we'll go through in person here on site. We'll actually demonstrate how to get onto the car, then get you to have a go at that as well. Side of the van here at the front, you've got a storage locker, which isn't open at the minute, but the key will open that up. And you've got storage on this side because you haven't got the storage, the front storage locker, and you've also got one the same on the opposite side of the van. You've got your wind down legs on either side at the front of the caravan to stabilise the van while it's on site and ready to be used. You would never lift the caravan with these wind down legs. You've got your pump connection coming in the side of the van here, which simply pushes into place and pulls back, and then the filter end will drop down inside the aqua roll, as you can see here. The Aldi heating flue on the side of the van is just for the, as I said, a flue system for the heating and hot water. And then we've got our gas locker with gas regulator up on the bulkhead. Gas pipe work we can supply here if you need one. And then we've got two gas bottle tie downs in the locker also. Sorry, one gas bottle tie down in the locker also. You've then got your fridge vents on the side of the van. So on the end here, you've got a gas flue for the fridge system. You've got the vents here on the side that allow the hot air out the back of the fridge unit and also taking some cool air top and bottom. The motor mover will demonstrate while you're here on site so you can see it's working correctly, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here on site. The grey pipes coming out the side of the van down here are where your wastewater comes out, so it's nothing to do with the toilet system, it is solely the water system for the caravan. So the fresh water that goes in the front of the van through the aqua roll will come out down here after it's been through the sinks and shower unit on board the van. Going to the back of the van, you've got your wind down legs on either side. So you've got the wind down leg on this side and the wind down leg on the opposite side. The piece of pipe work you see dangling down next to the leg winder is actually a breather for the Aldi heating system. Basically a escape pipe if it ever gets too hot, for instance. You've also then got your flush tank on the back of the van, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. Then down the bottom here, you have your toilet tank itself, which you release by pulling up the orange handle. The neck turns out to allow you to tip the waste away, and the grey cap comes off, so it's a measure for your blue fluid. And then you've got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Just put that back into place. The orange handle also there does actually come out, so you can pull the cassette along if you ever need to. On the door side of the van, you've got a storage locker for underneath the single rear bed on the door side of the van. You've got your battery box with terminal connections and your mains power lead coming into the side of the van. And then behind that also you've got your black power switch for the motor mover main power. On the front of the van, you've also got your wind down leg for this side of the van. Another storage locker as described on the other side, and then your barbecue gas point at the top. Behind the door, you've got a 240 volt outlet for power going to your awning. Going inside the van now, we're going to take you through how to fill the water systems and how the heating and hot water controls work. So on the main control panel of the door, you've got a master power switch just here, on and off. Water pump switch, just here, which I'll go through in a moment. Internal lights, on and off. Awning lights, on and off. And you've got some options here, so you can go through the control panel, battery voltage, internal temperature, settings for the van, or settings for the control panel, where you can set your timer, etc. You will notice that normally the Cadiz has a control panel below for the heating and hot water systems. However, it has been upgraded on this particular van to the more current Aldi control panel, so I'll take you through that in a moment. So this control panel here is actually disconnected and it is all running through the control panel just here. To fill the water system up on the caravan, first of all you'll come over to all the taps, open them up on the hot side before you start filling the system. So you'll open all the taps up on the hot side, so that's the sink in the kitchen, sink in the bathroom and the shower. And underneath the seat on the right hand side of the van, just behind that black bit of pipe work there, let me see if I can move it out of the way so you can see what I'm talking about. Underneath there, oh maybe not, just behind that black paper, what you can't actually see at the moment, there's a yellow valve. Now that yellow valve is the drain down and fill valve for the caravan, so you'd need to make sure when you fill the water system to start with, the yellow valve is parallel with the floor to allow the water system to be filled from the outside of the van through the aqua roll. Once you've got all the taps open and that valve is parallel with the floor, you'll turn on the water pump up on the control panel just here, so it says pump on, and the water system will start filling. Once the water system is full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. And once it is running continuously out of every tap, you can shut all the taps off. So that's the sink in the kitchen, sink in the bathroom, and the sink on the shower as well. Oh, the tap on the sink in the bathroom, and the tap on the shower in the bathroom also. At that point, you can start warming the water on board the van. That's where the control panel here inside the cupboard comes in. So you've got power on and off on the bottom left hand side, as you can see. On the screen here, it's indicating to me they've got mains power coming in, and the internal temperature of the caravan is 18.5 degrees at the moment. We'll press the menu button, and at the top here, you've got your internal temperature of the van to set it. So you've got plus or minus to set the temperature inside of the van. Below that, you've got your water system, or water heating. So you've got water on, just here, and then you've got water boost when you press the button a second time. Next, you're going to need to select the amount of power you have coming into the caravan to allow the heating and hot water system to run. So if you're on a site with no power, you'd have it turned off, for instance, and you'd use the gas at the bottom here. You've got 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, or 3 kilowatts as an option to run your heating and hot water on. This isn't relevant to anything else on board the van, like the plug sockets or the 12-volt systems, etc. It is solely for the heating and hot water control panel and the control systems. So if you're on a site with 1 kilowatt, you'd set it to 1 kilowatt and 3 and 2 respectively. If you want to run the hot water systems on gas, you'd simply press the on button here, and it'd ignite the heating and hot water systems on gas, as long as you have a gas bottle connected. If it ever failed, it'd come up with an exclamation mark on either side of the bottom of the screen here, and a gas fail written across the front. In here, you have some advanced options for the caravan, where you can set programs for the heating and hot water, change the temperature that the heating kicks in at, etc., or the difference in temperature where the heating kicks in at. And we do advise for all of this you read the manuals for the caravan. Microwave, I'm just going to quickly make sure the microwave is coming on. Need to have the power on at the top locker. There we go. You set your time with the spinny dial. Start easy cook, and the microwave is coming on. On the other side of the van, you've got your fridge. Now for the fridge unit, very simple to use again. You've got mains power on and your temperature control on the right hand side. The fridge is always off when it's in the top position here. You've got 12-volt battery from the vehicle you're towing with, so if you're towing down the road and you have the car connected to the caravan, you'll actually be able to use the fridge as a cool box while you're travelling down the road. To ignite the fridge on gas, you'll spin the dial to the bottom, press in the temperature control, and hit the igniter on the right hand side. Once it has ignited on gas, the red line that you see here will come round into the green to let you know it has ignited. If it failed to ignite, the red line would drop back down into the white very quickly, and at that point would advise that you check that you've got gas in the bottle, or ignite the hob on the right hand side here. So once the gas is through to the hob, it is the last point on the gas system. If it does ignite with the red line coming around into the green, at that point I'd advise you hold the gas valve in for a further 5 to 10 seconds to allow the thermocouple to warm up, and then you can control the temperature of the fridge on gas on the dial on the front here. The cooker works very much the same as your household, with an igniter on the front, as you can see here. And like I said, that'll once the gas is connected, you'll be able to ignite that up and run the gas systems through there. The beds on either side at the rear of the van do actually lift up, so you can access the storage underneath. In the bathroom, and one of the last things we're going to go through on the inside of the caravan, is the toilet system. The toilet has an electric flush on top with where the blue button is. That'll allow you to, once you press that button, it'll allow the toilet to flush, and on top you have a full indicator light to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is full. Underneath the toilet here, you have a toilet waste flap which you'd pull across before you use the loo to allow the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. The toilet seat does turn for your convenience. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette, you would need to make sure the toilet seat is pointing straight back towards the front of the van. If not, the toilet cassette will not be able to be removed due to the fact it has 2 lockout tabs on there. In the cupboard at the rear of the caravan, you'll actually notice you've got the Aldi heating and hot water system, Aldi hot water heating tank That tank, when it is cold, will always read minimum, and when it's completely warm, it will read maximum on the top. You never need to drain this tank down as it contains antifreeze. If you have any problems with this system at all, we advise you get in touch with our workshop manager, Neil Waples. He'll be able to walk you through any necessary checks that may need to be carried out to try and get the problem sorted while you're on site. Shower, sinks, etc. all work the same as your household. No differences at all there. If you have any further questions on the Bailey Unicorn Cadiz, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you when you collect the caravan. Thank you very much. Bye bye.